Welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time we talked about Seedol a little bit, and we also did fortune telling, which was kind of amusing, and a lot of supports. And now, I have not been looking forward to this. While planning their next move after getting a new ring, the Divine Dragon's army receives a report. Chapter 16 is my least favourite chapter in Engage. I don't know how many people share that opinion, but I've never had a clean run of this chapter in any of my playthroughs. And I'm hoping this time will be a first. Let's go! Seashore Travels. This reminds me of some of that really good Seashore town theme.
With Emblem Corin added to our ranks, each country's rings have been collected.
Right. No more rings in the wild. Between us and Sombron, they've all been taken.
So yeah, our next job is to actually try and make an effort to go on the offensive and take some rings back.
Let's consider the situation. There are 5 emblems on our side. Lyn, Lucina, Ike, Byleth, and now Corin.
Meanwhile, the Fell Dragon's got 7 in his grubby claws. Most of them are old allies. Marth, Sigurd, Celica, Micaiah, Leaf, and Roy, as well as another emblem ring his forces stole from Lethos, the Azure Twins.
The only one we haven't seen yet.
To gather all 12, we will need to face the enemy directly.
Are you proposing we invade Elusia?
Returning to Elusia already.
Yeah, that's gotta be complicated.
Indeed. But that aside, invading Elusia now would be a mistake. They have a clear advantage. 7 emblems to our 5.
Plus, they also have a Sombron. Let's not forget about that.
The worst case scenario is that they steal more of our rings. That's what concerns me.
If that happens, we can abandon all hope of defeating the Fell Dragon.
But the longer we wait to attack, the more likely it is they'll attack us.
It's best that we strike first. One never wants to be on the wrong end of an ambush.
But we're not ready to take the offensive. Rockin' a hard place, huh?
Pardon the interruption.
Vander, what is it?
Word from the port of Solm. A number of warships were spotted on the horizon. Judging from the crests on their sails, they appear to be Elusian vessels.
They're attacking the Queendom again?
No. In fact, the fleet sails toward Firene.
My kingdom.
We'd better take a look for ourselves.
Let's head to the Azure Coast. It's near the border, and it's got a clear view of the sea.
Smooth sailing. At this rate, we'll be the first ones in Firene.
It would seem so.
Wonder why Zephia told us to go ahead. Our orders are to kill everyone we see, right? With this kind of head start, think of the body count we can get. We'll be heroes! Seems like Zephia's really taken a shine to us. Don't you think, Mavir?
I do not particularly care. I have my orders, and I will follow them.
I love that bluntness.
See, this is why I can't stand you. You never praise me, and you're no fun at all.
And you don't like killing people either.
I thought Chris was bad. At least he's not the boringest man in the world.
Lady Marnie, Sir Mavir.
You got something to report?
2 soldiers have deserted the fleet.
Perhaps they had reservations about the current strategy.
Whatever. Leave them be. We'll catch up later and beat the daylights out of them.
But they took an emblem ring.
You probably should have led with that. Also, goodbye.
What?
Explain.
As a precaution, we kept each ring on a separate ship in the fleet. These soldiers attacked the guard on watch and stole the ring of the Azure Twins. Warships are already in pursuit.
We will take chase as well. The ring must be returned at any cost. These soldiers, what are their names?
Rosado and Goldmary.
Princess Hortensia's retainers? I thought those two were behaving themselves lately.
No longer, it seems. Do we know where they went?
They were headed to Solm by Wyvern.
All right. Turn this ship around. Take us to the coast of Solm. Ugh. If we were in the lead, those two are in heaps of trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure Marnie's more concerned that they're making her lose precious killing time.
We're in Solm now. I think it's safe to say we lost them.
Perhaps we should pause for a moment then. I'm sure your wyvern needs to rest her wings.
Good idea. Let's take a breather and then start looking for Hortensia. We have to make sure she gets the ring of the Azure Twins.
Indeed.
Aha! There they are!
Let's seize them! Is a few minutes rest really too much to ask?
Let's get out of here, Goldberry. That's an Elusian fleet, all right. And it does look to be headed toward Firene.
Also, there is a gigantic corrupted dragon right in front of you. Probably should have noticed that first.
We have to get there before they do.
That'd be nice, but look. We've got Elusian soldiers on the beach.
For a second I read that as we've got Elusian spoilers on the beach.
You wanna attack again, huh? I'll give you a good old-fashioned Solmic welcome.
That's not enough troops for an invasion. It looks more like a search party.
Divine One! There's a wyvern coming this way!
They must have spotted us. Everyone, at the ready!
Hold on! Rosado? Goldmary!
Yeah, thankfully you did that, otherwise Rosado would have just immediately died to Radiant Bows before he got to us.
Hortensia!
You're not hurt, are you? I was so worried.
Well, she got a little brainwashed for a second there, but she's fine now.
Not as worried as I was! Oh, I'm so happy you two are alive!
Nice to see you and your retainers back together again. The Divine Dragon! Watch out!
Put that away, Rosado! I'm on the Divine Dragon's side now. My sister is too.
Princess Ivy as well?
Psst. If you're being held against your will, blink 3 times.
I swear, it's not like that. I wanted to join them, so I did. I made this choice for Elusia. Question is, as my retainers and my friends, will you join me?
She actually has blinked more times in her idle animations than 3, so hope that doesn't screw us over.
Alright, if this is what you want, then it's what I want too.
Whatever banner you're under, I will defend it with all my might.
Good. I knew I could count on you two.
Divine One? Sorry for drawing my weapon on you. Here, this is yours. Is this... the Ring of the Azure Twins? We stole it from the ship we were on. Thank you.
Good going.
I hope my dazzling abilities do not blind you.
This is just what we needed. Restore calm. Emblem of the Sacred.
And now we're 6 versus 6. Although technically 7 versus 6. Eirika is similar to Roy, in that her focus is making people better at what they already do. But she's a little more complicated than he was. Firstly, she boosts magic, dexterity, and luck. As is typical of luck bonuses, it gets buffed a lot compared to other stats. Her boost to magic isn't as big as dedicated mage emblems, but it helps with one of her engage weapons, and makes her somewhat useful on magic attackers, but I say somewhat because of her first sync skill, Lunar Brace. This only works when initiating combat with physical attacks, and causes you to deal extra damage equal to 20% of the target's defense stats, like a mini Luna. Obviously, the higher the enemy's defense, the more damage you'll do with this. But from this point on, especially on higher difficulties, most enemies have enough defense that the extra damage is very significant. And at Bond level 3, she gets Gentility, which causes her user to take 3 less damage. Simple so far, but the twist is Eirika is 2 emblems in one. By selecting Night and Day, which does use up your action, you'll switch over to Ephraim. Yes, he's here too, he's just not very talkative. Ephraim swaps Lunar Brace for Solar Brace, which has you recover HP equal to 30% of damage dealt when initiating combat, and swaps Gentility for Bravery, which causes you to deal 3 more damage, even if you wouldn't otherwise do damage. It's easy to forget Ephraim because you have to spend a turn switching to him, but against weaker defense enemies, like magic users, or if you are a magic user and wouldn't benefit from Lunar Brace, Ephraim could be the more useful emblem. Since both Eirika and Ephraim add true damage onto any attack, you want to use them on somebody who is at least doubling, or even better, quadruple attacking with a brave weapon. This damage really stacks up when hitting multiple times. But why not both? When engaged with Eirika, instead of any unique ability, you simply get the effects of both Eirika and Ephraim's skills at the same time. You'll deal plus 3 damage on top of Lunar Brace, while also healing and taking 3 less damage. Which might not seem like much, but trust me, you become quite the powerhouse in this form, especially due to Twin Strike. Honestly, my pick for one of the best engage attacks in the game. Why? Because it does insane damage to Corrupted, and let's just say they're going to get more common. Use this against an adjacent foe to make a sword attack, either with one of Eirika's or your own, followed by an attack from Ephraim's Sigmund, which is effective against Corrupted and very powerful. Dragons do 20% more damage, while for cavalry, Ephraim deals 50% more damage, which is usually overkill. This gets a lot better once you have Eirika's Bond 15 weapon, but for now, Eirika's first Bond weapon is the Rapier. It actually has the same might and hit as Marth's, but it lacks the plus 20 evasion and is a little heavier, but it has 10 crit to kind of make up for that. At Bond 10, you get the Wind Sword. Magic weapons have been pretty good in Engage so far, so this is a good sign. And it's no Radiant Bow, but flyer effectiveness helps against Wyverns. I've also listed the stats of Sigmund here. They're only used during Twin Strike. For Eirika's Inheritance, she gives Dodge or Critical Avoid boosting skills. They're pretty expensive, but might be worth it if there's someone you really don't want getting crits. Lance Agility increases Avoid at the cost of critical rate when using a lance. And speaking of lances, through Eirika we finally have access to lance proficiency again. She also gives swords, but that's hardly new. Her inheritable sync skills are very unique though. Inheriting Lunar Brace and Gentility gives you both versions of the skill. They'll automatically swap whenever Eirika's user uses Night and Day. That's what it means by all allies in that skill's description. They're so expensive that I don't often see them get inherited. But if you do, be careful when you use Night and Day, as some people prefer one version of this skill over the other. On that note though, these skills also turn into Clear Skies and Eclipse Brace whenever Eirika's user engages. So whoever inherits these is at the mercy of Eirika's user. Overall, in spite of Eirika and Ephraim's complexities, they really just make you do more damage and take less damage. But you need to be reasonably strong already to make the best use of them. So I'm more about making someone already strong even better than making someone weak usable.
Finally, I am returned to your side. My name is Eirika.
I love how Kira Buckland started out as a fan voice actress and now she's getting so much official work.
I raise my sword in hopes that peace will come to this world at last.
I know we can depend on you, Eirika. Now, which of you should I give this ring to? You're both to thank for bringing it here.
You know, I'd probably prefer it on somebody other than those two, but oh well.
You ought to give it to Rosado. Rosado flew us here. He was instrumental in our escape.
You were too, Goldmary, but there's no time to argue, is there? Lend me the ring and I promise I'll do my part.
It's settled. Here you are, Rosado.
Finally! This is where those thieves ran off to, right?
By all accounts, yes. Now we sniff them out.
Get it? Because we're hounds. And finally, we're on the prep screen. Yeah, that was quite a long series of cutscenes, but okay then. We have Rosado and Goldmary here. Rosado starts out with Eirika already. That's like kind of good and bad. Oh wow, reclass Lapis would actually have higher strength than Rosado as a Wyvern Knight right now. That's kind of sad. I'll talk more about Rosado and Goldmary once we get back to the Somniel, but Goldmary is at least a hero who can do chain attacks with a spear, which is pretty nice. And though the problem is their joining has crunched our unit selection, so we have to drop 2 people in our primary party. First things first, we have this thing right here. Yeah, you could avoid the corrupted worms in Chapter 11. You can't anymore. You're forced to fight them, and they are pretty vicious. They ignore your defense, so this thing is basically doing a guaranteed 32 damage. Its hit rate is still decently high too, and they can also attack from 4 range away as well. And they have a lot of defense and resistance, so corrupted worms are really frustrating to take down, but the thing that makes them the most frustrating to take down, remember how I've aired much of my grievances with anti-dragon weapons so far? Well, here's the thing. Normally, you'd really want worm slayers against these things, right? Except they're not considered dragons. They're vulnerable to effective fell dragon and corrupted, but not dragon. Fortunately though, as I've already explained, Eirika has corrupted effectiveness by default on her engage attack. So that's what I'm gonna be probably going for here, but something else interesting about corrupted worms is that, this is something that I was told to in the comments section. I didn't really know that this was actually a thing until now. Apparently, the fracture staff can still break them. I would have thought they'd be immune to break because their weapons are part of their body, but it seems like not. I have a spare physic that's going unused, I may as well take that. Before other emblem rings, unit selection. Okay, who's not coming to the party? Oh no. Oh no, I don't want Louis to fall behind even more, but this is just exactly the wrong map for low movement characters, for reasons you'll find out eventually, so he's probably staying. And, okay, Hannah can be kind of good here. Definitely want Amber. I definitely want the 2, people have been calling them the shorter mages, I guess. And then I definitely want Ivy, because I just gave her Fracture. I would say Lapis has been falling behind, but she's actually doing kind of decently, and I have a hero for chain attacks anyway, so maybe I can leave behind Lapis. Okay, this map. In addition to the Corrupted Worm, you've also got some level 20 enemies, 2 female axe fighters, okay. But there are a lot of quite dangerous cavalry and other promoted enemies around here, especially down here where we have 2 mage knights with Elf Thunder. They're a little bit frustrating to fight. We also have a Griffin Knight already, and some other flyers, some more lance users. There's actually a lot of cavalry on this map, and also a lot of flyers, so maybe I do actually need Anna here. Okay, you have like a regular Rider's Bane. I'll swap that for Louis' better Rider's Bane. And then in the north, we have a couple of thieves, and also we've got a Key Adept up there, Martial Master, another thing here, and also another Corrupted Worm. Here is something to keep in mind too. This village right here, there will be a bandit that tries to destroy that eventually, so you might want to make haste in the north. And for that, flyers are quite useful, as well as like some high movement characters, Byleth for dancing, Seedol for also dancing. And speaking of which, okay, emblem rings. I did promise that Clan would take Corrin.
Lady Corrin!
I'll protect you.
Yeah, there's also going to be a lot of reinforcements here too, so... thanks to that activity though, Yunaka does naturally double these 2 thieves. That might be useful. I think these spaces look fine. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and refuse the bottom flank for as long as I can. I feel like splitting your army up 3 ways is not really going to end that well on this map because of reasons. I want to get to sort of safe dry land as fast as possible, because essentially everywhere that looks dark, like where the sand looks dark, those are places you don't really want to be. And that can be a problem because, another reason why this is one of my least favorite maps is the bosses are Morvia and Marnie again. Also, now Marnie has 2 health bars, and a steel great axe, so that actually is a lot of power if you just switch to it, so gotta be careful of that. And she has Stalwart, so effectiveness isn't going to be much of an issue for her. And Morvia. Though they start far apart, usually you have to fight them both at the same time. And he also has a steel great lance too. If nobody's using Olwen's ring, maybe Ivy should actually be using Olwen. And that means Alcaris has to take...
Lady Lynn!
I'm here for you.
So between the bio and all those preparations, it's probably been going on pretty long already, and I hope things don't go too much longer, but they easily can. Because of this!
Moments ago, the beach was dry, and now the water is up to my ankles. The tide here seems to rise and fall at a moment's notice. Try to keep me on dry land, will you? I'd hate to be stuck tromping around in the water.
So the tide gimmick here is irritating. Not only do the shoals give minus 30 avoid, but they also severely hinder movement. So for example, these 2 thieves, they can't reach Yunaka and get themselves killed. And the tide takes a while to recede too. It's just a massive, massive pain. It does slow down the enemies too, but most of the time, it just makes it really tough for you to make progress in this map, and eventually there'll be reinforcements coming from the start, and from most of the forts. It's very easy to get bogged down here.
Devoted to you.
So okay then. Right. We've got a couple of... Okay, that's a silver sword though. So I can't really lure you with a ranged attack just yet. I wanted to show this off because I didn't actually know this was possible, although that's a bad hit rate. You have Staff Mastery, however, I would much prefer you use Byleth to attack them from range.
Our side's cuter for sure, but by the looks of it, theirs might be tougher.
Worry not, Rosado. With my power, you can punch through even the hardiest foe's defenses. You may also call upon my twin brother's abilities if you like.
Yeah, Ephraim's here too. Don't mind him. He's just hanging around. So, okay then. If I engage here...
Cuteness combined!
I don't think I've heard him say that before. Eirika has a pretty cool pose there too. So I don't really have an effective weapon like yet, but I'm doing a lot of damage here because of the defense piercing effect of Lunar Brace, and if I use Twin Strike, yeah, that's gonna mostly destroy you, so let's go for that.
I cannot allow this.
So yeah, that's because of Ephraim's Sigmund taking effect there.
With perfect poise.
And now, chain attacks also work quite well against corrupted worms, and since there's nowhere better for you to go right now, you may as well get a spear chain attack on it.
Ready for anything.
Can't quite get in there.
Yes.
Now let's see if Jean can't finish you. The chain attack has to hit for that to work, and I've got 100% hit on me in return. Maybe that's not the greatest idea.
The Divine Dragon looked right at me.
However, I could... Nope, that's not going to be good either.
Any customers?
And I get counted even with the longbow, because that's just how corrupted worms work. I don't want to have to Byleth engage yet, although there is Emblem energy right there, so maybe I should. Because sometimes I like having the long-range thirsts against these things.
Help me, Emblem!
Just because of, you know, being... It's one of the few ways you can hit corrupted worms from outside their range, but if I do this, I am going to kill it guaranteed.
Right. Should I have held back?
That is a very satisfying death sound, though. And I can't even canter further into the water, because yeah, that's a thing. Yes, in case you can't tell, I am not exactly the biggest fan of this map. I mean, I could try going into the thicket, I guess. I did say I was going to refuse this lower flank, but still, yeah, I probably need all the speed I can get. Let's go for Eirika. Also, I can Dragon Vein and get that checkerboard water, which will barely do anything here because it can't go into places that are already water. Maybe Ivy should be heading up north. In fact, no, she'll go into a place where she can easily swing north later.
Let's go.
I really want Amber towards the center because that place is going to get very crowded later.
Me?
Now you could... Okay, let's see what you can shoot from here with Astra Storm. Unfortunately, I do not have Moolah gear unlocked yet, which creates the ultimate Astra Storm of, like, absolute flyer death. Yeah, I could kill one of those two with that. Oh, I can kill one of the Mage Knights. You know what? I actually want to go for this right now. From experience, those Mage Knights are a massive pain later in the map, especially on Maddening. Like, they just come out at you from where you least expect it. Also, there's Luna.
Get stronger until no one can beat me.
And they hit you from 3 range with Thunder when you can't counter. It's annoying, so I would rather have them dead now.
It was foretold.
It was foretold by Gyromancy. Still one of the silliest lines from Silent Hill. I don't know why, a lot of older horror games to me come across as more funny than scary. I mean, they were deliberately going for that with the first Resident Evil, though. Nope. Nope, absolutely not. No way am I doing that. Huh, if I go there, though, only one thing will be able to attack her, but it is a Steel Gritlance, which is probably not something Ivy wants to get hit by. Yeah, she's going to be hovering around here, just so that, like, later she'll be able to fly in to the north and try and stop some, that village from being destroyed. Okay, what are you guys doing with the water? Right, that was what I wanted to happen. You still have a small crit rate, which is a little odd. Oh, no. Clan is 1 off again! It's come full circle, finally. Which means he's probably not going to do very well against you. Okay, well, yeah, well, you getting hit by that's kind of fair. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't have killed that. It's just, you really don't want to dawdle in this map. I guess I just aggroed them. And the tide has come out. And there's a Google bandit. So that's the guy I want to stop before he gets to the village with, like, preferably like a flyer. Oh, yeah, that's not great. That's not great. I sort of want to Dire Thunder him, but I don't think that's a... Yeah, I can't quite... Oh, he has a Radiant Bow, too. That's really scary. Maybe I should have actually gone for you with the Astra Storm. If I had done that, thinking about it now, then I would actually be able to kill him with Ivy, so... Well, that's not exactly the best thing in the world, but okay. Let's see. That's not a... Oh, no, that actually does kill you. You know, there's no reason for me to expose myself to the, Radiant Bow with Yunaka. At least not yet. I should hopefully still be able to catch that thief.
Was that too much?
I do like this is still considered a soul map, and therefore it still plays Bright Sandstorm, but this is the last main story map to play Bright Sandstorm, so, you know, get used to it while it lasts. Okay, I think now might be a pretty good time for a for an Aaliyah Chain Guard Bonanza. Or a Byleth Dance. A Byleth Dance could work too. Okay, well, step 1. Yeah, let's engage.
Emblem, engage!
Because again, there is Emblem energy incoming, and I'm gonna need, I need to use Goddess Dance within the next 2 turns anyway.
I fight for my friends.
Some people have said that they don't like the fact that, like, Ragnall doesn't, like, make a beam anymore, it just makes an explosion, but at the same time, it's a heck of a lot better than, let's see. Oh, I can potentially get 4. I don't know if Tamara is exactly the person that I want to be the one to go to that tile and get refreshed, but still.
Yep.
But yeah, at least it's not Awakening, where you literally just throw Ragnall at the enemy. That was always just kind of silly to me. Not even sure if, like, Goldberry is the person that I want to be refreshing here with Goddess Dance, but I mean... I suppose we'll see. Because is it worth it if it means refreshing Amber? Oh, if I had... No, hang on. Nah, it's not a good time to do a Seedol refresh. So I'll... Gotta be careful here because there's a lot of Bow Knights in the area.
Annoying.
No one desires war.
That's an Eirika quote, not a Rosado quote. Which is also hilarious when it's Anna. I actually feel like maybe Leaf as well, but
Let the lesson begin.
But I think Eirika might have the most hilariously unfitting quotes for Anna in the game. Okay, Jean gets a... Yeah, he's getting quite a lot of levels. Defense is kind of nice, I guess. And he can run, he can retreat thanks to Kanto after doing that. Cancer, whatever. Of all people who can actually reach that guy, it's only Rosado. And I just know that's not going to end well. I highly doubt that's going to end well, especially because of that. I think it's just that the spear's accuracy is not good. It's like, it's not that these two suck, it's that the spear's accuracy is not good. But okay then. I do have the Rider's Bane, so I can... Okay, Fenzalier does that. What about the Rider's... Still Gritlins? Okay, Rider's Bane does one shot, so it's probably a little better to do that. But would it be better to Rider's... Actually, no, Rider's Bane doesn't finish you. So yeah, let's just Rider's Bane, because as I said, I may be speaking from maddening experience here. These Mage Knights are very annoying if you leave them alive. I've had those Mage Knights kill people before. Speaking of killing people, Clan's in a bit of a bad position at the moment, because I don't like it when people are stuck, like, in the rear. However, I suppose you can snipe, hopefully snipe this one? That's why I said hopefully. Okay. Because my plan was to do that and then have Seedol dance so that then he could just move away. Because I really do not want Seedol to get stuck when the tide goes out. This feels like a waste of the engage.
Emblem engage!
But I might be able to kill both of them with Dragon Fang. And that would at least mean... Oh, Clan actually looks really good in Corrin's color scheme.
We won't give up!
And this must be an awkward moment for Clan right now. He spent so long as a Divine Dragon fanboy, and now his hand has turned into a dragon. Yeah, Corrin's powers are kind of horrifying if you think about it. But I can actually refresh Jean and Violet, which means I'll be able to get a another long range. I'll be able to get a long range tome attack in. I'm just a little out though from taking you down. I wouldn't mind luring the Radiant Bow in with Jean though, because his resistance is pretty good. In fact, he takes no damage from the Radiant Bow. He also can canter, but I doubt that will end well. Yeah, let's just go long range Hellfire Poke. Hey, 1000 SP. And yeah, do not do that. That would be bad. Oh, that is actually blocking off the Radiant Bow a little bit, though. Oh, that is... I mean, I don't know if that... I'll wait until the end of the turn. Yeah, because I can't move you any further in. Otherwise, you will... I need that to die, though. So, in fact, I probably have to die up under you with Ivy, even though the... that's still not great. Okay. Okay, I'll try this. I'll try it. See if this is productive at all. Nope. Okay, one of them hit at least. That means Rosado can stay where he is and try for a kill here. Admittedly, though, if this fails, I at least have a chain attack for Rosado's attempt. Or...
That was cool.
Or Tamara could be cool. Thank you for actually getting strength this time. Okay, so the Radiant Bow is in range of Amber, and he's definitely going to go for Amber. But 13 speed, 12 speed. Okay, good. He's not getting doubled, at least. I hate the fact that both of you are stuck here, though. Also Anna. Oh, yeah, there's a staff down here, isn't there? There's a... Oh, it's Freeze. Oh, yeah, I remember why I hate that enemy now. I mean, Aaliyah can technically pull Restore Staffs out of the convoy, though. I do have a Restore Staff, right? Please tell me I have a Restore Staff. Please, please tell me I have a Restore Staff. I will probably need Rescue later. I'm going to actually dump Freeze for now. Please tell me I have a Restore Staff. Did I forget to ever buy Restore Staffs? I think I did. Okay, that's actually bad. Actually, though, I could take Silence. I mean, Rewarp is actually pretty useful in this map with all of the sand everywhere. Okay, I'm out of range for Silence, though. But I can potentially Rewarp myself closer to actually get Silence going. Nah. Well, I think I'll save Rewarp until the tide comes in. And I think I'll keep both of those two there. Okay, you're provoked now. Ah, that was kind of smart of you. That was lucky, though, Yunaka. I was not counting on that actually killing. And, of course, you jump up and take his place. Will she get super lucky twice in a row? She did, okay. Winning. Admittedly, hit rates above 50 have true hit in this game, so that was a little more likely than the game said it would be. That is not, in fact, he is getting double, but that's not, in fact, break, because I used Ragnar. Oh, no. Okay, at least it has a low hit rate, but it didn't really matter because it still hit anyway. Also, yeah, chain attacks. That's a thing. You know what? I'm so glad that I didn't rush in with Amber.
You'll get no sympathy from me.
Because if I had, he would have probably got both hero chain attacks on him. So, yeah, Klein just got frozen. And that's a Rider's Bane. I need to use the rescue stuff now. What is the bare minimum rescue range that I have? Let me just see. Rescue is... Oh, that is the bare minimum rescue range on clans. Let's do this. Yoink! Okay, yeah, you're out of danger now. Thank you. Thank you, Aaliyah. I mean, Freeze is still kind of in range, but still. I wonder if... I mean, this is probably not going to end well, though. Radiant... Nope, that's the really heavy Radiant Bow. Silver... Like, I'm just kind of wondering whether or not I go call doubles here and count on the doubles potentially dodge tanking and mani-cutting things. Because that could be something that does happen, but that leaves Alchrist very, very exposed. However... Oh, I could even go for the mani-cutting here. I was just going to use the mini-bow, but maybe that's better. I kind of rather force them to move in a little further. Although, what happens if I summon the doubles here? Will be my first time actually using this. And there we go, we have some Alchrist clones. So yeah, here are the Alchrist clones. What's interesting is they actually copy your stats after factoring in emblem boosts. So yeah, they've all got the same stats that Alchrist has, again, with the emblem boost. And that up there went smoother than I thought it would. And I'm gonna resist the temptation to grab that because you need to move on this map. Otherwise, you get caught when the tide comes, and that usually ends very badly, or at the very least it ends with people getting stuck in places where they can't really get out of efficiently, and that's not good. This is why I don't like this map very much. In fact, so the first time I played this map, well, there's a first sandstorm.
That was fun.
Was not necessary though. So I dislike this map so much that the first time I played it, I really did not grasp, like, what the game wanted from me. I was just like, I couldn't quite understand, like, what they expected from me on this map. Oh, and hey, I can actually snipe this guy with Jean. See, I love... Jean has become the successor to Lysithia.
This is how I save lives.
Okay.
stay focused.
I mean, admittedly, that's kind of true, because that guy was about to pillage that village, so you kind of did save lives by doing that. But yeah, it's still kind of a funny critical quote. But, yeah, so I dislike this map so much that I looked up a walkthrough of it online, because I was just like, what am I missing with this map? Like, I just, there's something about this that I'm just not getting. There has to be. Like, there has to be something I'm doing wrong here. Like, why am I having such a bad time with this map? Unfortunately, this was very early into the days of Engage's release, and the only guide that I could really find was like IGN's guide to this map. And, okay. Now, I know that IGN guides tend to be a huge punching bag online, but this one was, so, yeah. Oh, wow, that doesn't actually kill you. However, I could show something funny here. This with Merciless with Anna. But is the Radiant Bow just going to be the same thing but better? Probably is. Yeah, the Radiant Bow is the same thing with more accuracy.
Allow me.
I'm pretty tough, you know.
The thing about this guide is, it wasn't bad in the sense of, like, you know, Fire Emblem efficiency tier list player bad, as in, like, oh, this guide is just, like, you know, just for casuals and isn't saying that, like, Jagans are good and, like, that S are bad and stuff. No. This guide was bad, like, even from the perspective of, like, just anybody just playing the game, because it had flat out...
You're strong.
Oh, I was hoping for a more interesting quote from Rosato there. It had just outright factual errors. Complete factual errors. So, it basically said that against the, corrupted worms, that it recommended using, Eirika, like, forging up Eirika's liberation to fight them. So, 1, liberation is not effective against dragons, and 2, even if it was... See, now I'm going to try the thing with him, now that there's no, chain attackers around. Even if it was, corrupted worms aren't weak to dragon-slaying weapons. It also said that, and I get why they made this error, because, the description of Eirika's, like, bracelet skill says that it swaps the bracelet skill for all allies. So, basically, it thought that Eirika's abilities were giving you -2 damage taken, or +2 damage dealt across your entire army. That's not true. All it does is it swaps those skills for people who inherited them from Eirika. That's what for all allies means in that skills description. But yeah, that's actually just a general problem, and that's what I was hoping would happen, that I have with a lot of, like, guides that come out early in a game's lifespan. It's an issue that I've got with just the way that sort of social media or online culture has become lately. Just, hype for something dies down fast, and people online these days have very short attention spans. And because of that, it feels as though... Oh boy, that's actually not good, because reinforcements might be coming soon. So, whenever a new game comes out, the guides have to... That's going to affect my Great Ether range, isn't it? Oh, no, it's just going to smash you against that and break. Well, that's annoying. I'm actually really glad there was a guy behind me, because if not, that would have smashed Amber, I think, into range of the Corrupted Worm. And I said earlier that Ike's users really, really don't like chain attacks. Well, they hate Corrupted Worms even more. Because imagine that Corrupted Worm damage always hitting.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. Yeah, well, actually, okay, so Emblem -41, -61. Yeah, there's a little bit of debate over whether... Because I thought that Ike's Lagoo's friend made it so that just like the firm stance skill in Persona, that you literally cannot dodge at all, like you always get hit by attacks, but some people have said no, it actually just reduces your avoid to 0. But yeah, I'm not sure which is correct, but in general, you don't want 0, like you know, this thing has 122 hits, so with avoid 0, you are getting hit by it guaranteed. This is why I don't like this map, because now you're both stuck. I doubt I have another rescue staff on my convoy, but I can at least try. No, I did not. So I'll just stop my tangent for a second while I try and make sure these two don't get horribly killed. I think it's probably better if Alchris just stays back, like Grail told Ike.
Excuse me, look here. Me too. Look here.
First time seeing that, I guess.
A good wind.
Just makes you sound like Talim from Soul Calibur. But okay, next port of call is dealing with this corrupted worm. Amber did clear out some of the enemies there. Problem is, I don't want to advance too far into the map just yet, because I know that a lot of these forts spawn reinforcements eventually. Can I get Alir into Chain Guard range of that space if I do this? Because putting Jorn on the Emblem energy and then Chain Guarding, because Chain Guards are pretty nice against corrupted worms as well. I think I can, okay. Is Alir fully healed? He is. Okay, that's fine. So, now you can go here. Oh, you can heal yourself. Because you've got that skill. I mean, sometimes 1 HP can be the difference between life and death, so I'm not going to knock doing that. And you need to wait there in order to get the Byleth recharge. But now I can go up here and then I can Chain Guard. Don't want to waste Lucina just yet. So in that case, I probably need a whole lot of people on call up here just to deal with that corrupted worm once it comes in. I like the fact that that tile is safe, though. Speaking of being safe, Clan's not very safe right now. Hello. And it missed anyway. But still, I'm glad that I had the Chain Guard to fall back on. Well, I mean, you're close enough for Alchris to, like, kind of kill right now, hopefully. Please don't let the reinforcements spawn just yet. Okay, no reinforcements yet. And the tide is still here. Probably have to bank on either a crit or Luna here. But if I do this, I need just one of them to Luna, and then that'll be fine. But if I do this, it's always that kind of dilemma, because with the Killer Bow, I basically can get either like one. Okay, so one crit and then another will do it. So it's either like one crit or one Luna, but maybe one Luna won't be enough because of. Yeah. I'm not going to do the maths in my head right now. Okay, well, there's one crit. That was fine. Unless he misses with 1%. Well, okay, he got Luna and,
I'm sorry.
Okay, Luna was probably not going to be enough on its own. But yeah, he got both of them. So that's fine. Kind of. Okay, well, now you're here, but the water is still out. And I no longer have Eirika's engage. But I could still try for the break. But maybe it's better to use Dire Thunder. Maybe it's not better to use Dire Thunder. I may be able to do the 6 refresh with this. Because, okay, here's the plan. Probably don't even need Canter for this, actually. So engage here. Attack from long range with the Elfire. Since we know that's not going to kill you, I can skip the animation. And you stay there. Okay, you actually kill this thing with the longbow because you're ridiculous. Oh yeah, you do take half damage still, thanks to Ike. So, like, Ike is admittedly one of the few ways that you can... What was I saying earlier, that these guys, that Ike doesn't like corrupted worms? I mean, he doesn't like multiple corrupted worms, but even still... I guess at this point I'm gonna have to dance here. It is one of the few ways you can take lessened damage from the corrupted worm fireballs. So there's that, I guess. Okay, so now if Byleth can go in there, that means that... Yeah, I'm sorry, Sean, but your name has now become your emblem's name. Yeah, L5's better. Since when has fire got better accuracy than wind? I guess this game is like, you know what, maybe Engage is revenge of Fire Emblem, like, is Fire Magic from Genealogy getting its revenge after all these years? Because in that game, Fire was outright objectively inferior to, like, Thunder and Wind. They all have the exact same power, it's just that Fire had, I think I do want to keep Eirika. It's just that Fire had more weight, and Wind had the least weight. So Wind was objectively the best type of magic, especially because it got Force Eddy. But now it's like the reverse. Wind is like, I just feel like, yeah, Wind has Flyer effectiveness, but it's kind of weak, and I just think it's more efficient to use bows on Flyers. I guess you can dart back. Oh.
Still good.
No, we're not still good. Because we're still stuck because of the stupid tide. Ivy has better defense than Rosado. That's kind of sad. I mean, I could attempt to knock you out of the terrain, I suppose, but oh, you have a smash weapon too. But you're an armor, so maybe I should do this right now. Let's see. Oh, that's like basically perfect accuracy. I was a female Great Knight, I could tell by the voice clips. If generic enemy... Finally, you gain magic, but if generic enemies had voice clips in, like, Fire Emblem 7, there is, like, exactly one female general in that entire game, and you can only tell by looking at their constitution. That is a Sword Griffin. Yeah, it's just the thing of, like, whether the +3 raw damage from Ephraim will do more than the defense-piercing damage from Eirika. Usually Eirika's better in a lot of circumstances, but sometimes it can vary. Meanwhile, Clan is still stuck. I really hope the waters recede soon, because these two need to get out of here. He can't use the Vein of Water because everything around him is already water. I think it's actually the same terrain type, too. You get doubled, okay. Yeah, Rosado doesn't really make the best first impression, even if he does start with an emblem. Okay, good, the waters are receding. And reinforcements! Well, thankfully reinforcements didn't come from the middle, but I do believe that does happen eventually. Okay. Iron... Okay, yep, that's more well fodder. Finally, Clan gets out of there. Yeah, this has not been a good day for him. Oh, you can't quite go back into the thicket. So we have an axe fighter up there and a killing edge hero. Meanwhile, Amber is no longer Ikefied, but also he can do this. I was kind of saving you for Anna, but oh well. I don't know, okay, I don't know what it is, but I do feel kind of bad about killing Griffin Knights. It's just like, Griffin Knight was a class that I always wanted to come back. You might have heard me say that in my Fire Emblem Awakening playthrough. I just always kind of wanted, why not? It gives you extra bond points, I think. Yeah, it does. It was a class that I've always wanted to come back, and it actually finally did, and it's pretty decent in this game. I probably won't be using a Griffin Knight in this run, but it's not a bad, well, it's far from a bad class. It's actually a pretty good class. So now I'm thinking whether or not I expose her to actually, I can test run this. Let's see how much damage you take. You have a 3% hit rate. Well, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, Yunaka's been pretty far from the action, but at the same time, she's actually accomplished quite a lot. The thing about these fort reinforcements is the game is kind of trying to bait you into going back to the fort, and then the tide will go out and you get stuck. So it is admittedly a little ingenious with its, like, design, but, I haven't ever really tried getting this many people up into the north before. This village is a lot harder to save on maddening. That is painful, and I would... I mean, Ivy's really, really bulky, so, I mean, even then, she's not doing so hot against that. If I do this, though... Oh, she obviously doesn't get doubled, because that's a smash weapon. With Seedol, though, can he get into range? It's just that I want to heal Rosado in case I need Rosado to finish off this guy. Actually, even if you crit her, she's fine, which means I can probably afford to have Ivy go here and just do the more sure shot against this guy and then just tank the killing edge. And then she just crit anyway. I feel like she didn't really crit much in my first playthrough. I guess because she has low dexterity and luck, so she's not exactly like a crit machine, and there's not a lot of tomes that have high crits in this game. Rosado can't quite get to the Emblem energy. Like, I mean, I might need the Emblem energy against the bosses, like, I mean, Eirika specifically, actually, because,
Cute again.
Eirika's rapier is quite good against cavalry, and, well, it would be good against armors, but actually, wait, no, they're both immune to effectiveness anyway, aren't they? Look at me, not practicing what I preach when it comes to not liking factually incorrect information, but it's still, yeah. Finally, I can go back to that tangent now that Clan is hopefully safe. But it's just that, like, yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think about the whole, people call it the attention economy. Just like the fact that people have so much, like, online content vying for their attention now, that you basically, if you want to, like, make content on a game, you have to get it out almost immediately, and because of that, you just see so many just... I mean, it feels bad to call them terrible guides, but just, like, very, very early guides that just get a lot of things wrong and just don't have very good info.
Was that too much?
Because, like, on that subject, it's kind of why, like, Corrin with Yunaka got hyped so much in the early days of this game. I feel like, to me, it feels kind of similar to the hype that Zenobia got in the early days of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Because they're a very strong thing that you can use, but it's also very simple and obvious in its application. For Xenoblade 2, Zenobia deals more damage to bosses, and that's about it. So, like, you don't really need a lot to get the most out of Zenobia, and that meant that she was, like, one of the first, like, quote-unquote OP characters that, like, that people, like, OP builds that people sort of discovered. Yeah, you're covering each other's ranges, so I can't stay here with Alvarez, unless I try the mini bow, but no, I'm not going to try that. Oh, we've also got one guy coming in from there. How much damage does Clan... That could be a girl, too. Yeah, I know that, I think that's a guy. 15 with a 2 crit rate. Why is Clan taking so many... Oh, his luck is really bad. I didn't realize that before. But yeah, so it's similar with Yunaka. Like, the Yunaka Corrin build is a build that was pretty obvious. And a lot of people could quite easily sort of do it when the game first came out. And then as things went on, people realized that, like, it took a lot more for people to realize how good Flames was with Corrin as a Dragon Vein effect. And that's only available to mystical units. And also people realize that it's really good to use Corrin on a dragon, because then you get the free choice of any Dragon Vein ability you want. I am wondering whether I actually go for Marnie now. See, again, here's the thing. They really do want you to fight Marnie and Morvia at the same time. And some people can't quite handle that. And Amber on Ike would normally... Actually, though, I can go back here, take the Ike energy, have Cedar dance, and then Amber could go in with an Ike engage, and then maybe I'll be able to do some decent luring. Let's try this.
Whoa, engage!
Because the other thing that Marnie and Morvia like doing in this map is they like to charge at somebody, and then the tide goes out, and then they're stuck on a little island with Marnie and Morvia. Yes, it's like the new hit reality show, Stuck on a Desert Island with Marnie and Morvia. That would be quite a horrible experience that I wouldn't wish on anyone. I think I'm actually just going to Great Ether. But yeah, how much damage do you take from Marnie? Because I've got to remember that she also has the big smash axe. Because the thing is, I definitely want somebody besides Amber over there, because as you can see, if the tide does come in, then I'm kind of screwed. Maybe I could actually go for this.
Emblem, engage!
Because if they get lured onto a Leer, then they're going to be taking the Great Ether attack next turn. So, Bonded Shield. And then you can, I guess, do this. It's a little bit of damage at least.
Huh? We came here to hunt a couple thieves. What are you punks doing here?
Here to give you a big Solmic welcome, of course.
Here we go!
There we go. Here's Sandstorm. Not quite the biggest owl that I want, but it's still an owl. I don't really want to put you in range of of the hurricane axe, though. Why does it say you can reach from there? It says... Oh, no, that's the key adept, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's the key adept, but I don't want to end up being horribly, brutally wrong. Well, I mean, I suppose you could go here and then... Ironically, you actually have better stats with them. I mean, that's the thing, like, these weapons are surprisingly light. Also, apparently there's a status staff in play here. Oh, that's just Morvia's silence. I actually just realized Anna has barely done anything all chapter, so maybe I should have brought Louis rather than her. He could have fought the earlier enemies. Probably need to get you a little closer too, and then Ivy's job is to... Anna may end up having to get that village. That's completely guaranteed. Let's finish you off then. Okay.
Rest now.
Rest now in the void. But yeah, like, when it comes to my, my rant about all that stuff, like, yeah, so there's a lot of... It's this thing that I've noticed, it happens when any big game comes out. I first discovered it when I was, looking up walkthroughs on Kingdom Hearts 3 when that came out, because, oh boy, there were a lot of those at the time. Whenever a big game comes out, there's a lot of really, really bad, just early guides from, like, quote-unquote mainstream websites that are clearly just trying to get clicks from people.
I should have guessed Hortensia's retainers would seek your forces out. Watch out!
Like, they just want the ad revenue, really. That's all they want. They don't want to help people get through the game at all. And a lot of their guides are just the most basic of basic information, and often they just start with, like, a basic summary of the game itself. Like, Fire Emblem Engage is a turn-based strategy game from Nintendo and Intelligent Systems, where you control the Divine Dragon Eirika, and it's not that I'm, mocking content that is designed for, like, that's why I put more people on that little island, that's designed for, like, people who are, like, new to the series, but even then, like, you've probably seen this kind of thing if you're watching this. Like, these guides really bug me, because they don't tell you anything useful, and they're clearly just made for the ad revenue. I just took out one of Morvia's health bars already. Okay, finally your strength is catching up a little bit. And yeah, it just bothers me because a lot of people who are, new to these games...
Yeah, I saw those troops on the shore. Be careful, alright? And take this. Might help.
That is almost certainly Jeremy Lay. Oh, recover staff, that's cool. Actually, Ivy can use that. But it's just that, yeah, it just kind of bothers me because I got burned by that with Kingdom Hearts 3. I was genuinely wanting to get more information on that game, and I just couldn't because all of the only, walkthroughs that I could find were on these websites, and they just weren't good. They just gave only the most basic info. That's just why I wanted to wait a little while. I mean, I know that I am doing like a walkthrough style let's play of this game a lot, like, earlier after its release than I usually do, but that's just because I like this game so much, and that I've already played, like, the whole game, and then also all of Maddening, like, within just the first few months when the game came out, so I'd already done a decent number of playthroughs, so I felt like I could at least give a bit of an experience guide to this. I know, like, not all of my info has been, like, 100%, like, there's some new things I've been learning from the comment sections, let's just say. But, yeah, in general, I hope you're liking this so far. So, nope, I cannot get you in there. We've established before that I don't have a rescue staff. But I might be able to get you into punching chain attack range of things. Well, actually, you've got 75% punching chain attack range on everything right now. And in fact, oh, this could be interesting. How much is that going to do to Morvia if I get more people in? Actually, Although, will I do more damage using Parthia on him? Okay. I wonder if I actually can get a good chain attack going here. So firstly, let's knock out your health bar. Also, this is special boss dialogue.
Gotcha, sticky fingers. Want to find out what I do to no good traitors?
Oh no! You want to find out what I do to no good... villains that
Adorable.
people don't like. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, okay, this is another elephant in the room that, speaking of the comment section, I've noticed that a lot of people in the comments really do not like the Four Hounds. It's a pretty common opinion. I will say that in my own personal opinion, I'm a little bit desensitized to them for the simple fact that I've been through Hans and Iago in Fate, so I've experienced way worse when it comes to villains in this franchise. Like, seriously, Hans and Iago are just, like, to me, you just can't get any worse than Hans and Iago. Like, you can never get any worse than that. They are, like, the absolute bottom tier pit of bad villains in Fire Emblem. But, admittedly, the Four Hounds I don't think are that great either. They're, yeah, they're not the greatest of antagonists, and we'll see more why on that later, but, it's just the fact that you're fighting them again so soon. When I first got to this, this chapter, on my... Oh, okay, that's cool. Sandstorm again, please? Nope. Okay, then. Yeah, you can't really rely on Tamara to sandstorm things twice, but it's kind of nice if you get one sandstorm. In that case, I feel like maybe it's best if I go for... Yeah, you against Morvia. That's guaranteed. By the way, Amber is getting the damage boost thanks to Merciless.
Alas. I withdraw for now, but we will meet again.
Yes, we will. So, from this point on, I hope you like the Four Hounds, because they're almost the entirety of the bosses that you fight. But to those who don't like the Four Hounds, I just realized that I could do something here. Because he's broken anyway. Let's show what Merciless with the Forged Silver Great Axe looks like. Of course it's 69 damage. Why wouldn't it be 69 damage?
Allow me.
Alas.
Okay, I have the village. I don't think there's really any reason for me to stay here. I've got the rest of the experience. Maybe the reinforcements from these forts and here are a maddening thing. See, here I go again with me not being, you know, not knowing everything there is to know about this game, but, there actually is, like, the website Triangle Attack has some really good info on most of the, here I'm gonna close out my, my rant about guides by recommending a good online guide to this game. The website Triangle Attack has, like, really good, like, detailed info on all the, like, maps in this game, the chapters and the paralogs. It has the full stats for every enemy on the map. It has full data on reinforcements and when they spawn. Generally a really good resource. But okay then. Yes. Now it's time for stacks on Marnie, which actually won't work unless I... That's more likely to work. I only need one of the chain attacks to hit this time.
I challenge my fate. All right.
My turn.
Stubborn.
By a bunch of weaklings. Fine. We'll call it even. Next time, though, you're dead. Super duper dead.
I'm not against the idea of a recurring boss in a Fire Emblem game, but when you've got 4 of them who you just fight over and over and over, it is a little bit excessive. Oh look, a Master Seal at the point where I really don't need any anymore. But yeah, that is the chapter. I will say, I do think that actually went smoother than it ever has for me. You can also use the Griffin Knight class skill there to make water have a movement cost of 1 for all adjacent spaces. So that can actually be kind of niche useful in this map.
The Elusian soldiers have fled. Marnie and Mavier too. Now we can head to Firene.
Yes, right away. If those ships made landfall, then my people are in danger.
That's all, huh? Well, I mean, I suppose that makes sense. It was a...
Divine one!
We had a lot of cutscenes for this chapter. Also, from, like, these things look like sandcastles to me now. Okay, I thought for a second that was like a very small panther rather than a cat. Now, I believe one of the rare animals can spawn here. I think it's like a flamingo for Solm. There are some, like, there are rare animals for each kingdom. And their chance of spawning increases when you get them, when you get them to, bond rank. Oh, wow, that's cool. Actually didn't know that. Yeah, this is why you want to get everyone's special quotes after every map, because some of them are really interesting. For example, if you bring Hortensia back to If you bring Hortensia back to Solm Palace, she has some interesting things to say there. And if you bring Ivy back to some of the Firene maps, as we've already seen. But, yeah. So, this chapter is one that I have my grievances with. I'm kind of glad that I relatively trivialized it this time.
Hello.
Relatively. I mean, I'm sure there are much better ways you can do this map, but,
Yeah.
This is definitely one of these maps where, like, I would be so satisfied to actually pull off, like, a
Yes.
one-turn strat for this. Don't know if that's entirely possible for this one, but it would be cool if it was. Because, yeah, I did not do well in this chapter in my first playthrough. It took so long. And then on Maddening, it took, like,
A word, please.
at least an hour and a half, and that's not counting cutscenes because I was skipping those on Maddening. So, yeah, when the tide comes in, things get rough. Just makes me think of the Splatoon song. Yeah, when you're describing a coast with the term Azure, that just makes me think of Sonic Adventure, because isn't there a song called Azure Blue World, which is the theme for, which... It's something coast? I never played Adventure 1, so don't blame me for not knowing that. But it also definitely makes me think that, think about, the Sunshine Coastline song from, Ys 8. A game that often goes on sale that I kind of want to play someday. I do want to play a Ys game. I don't mean on the channel, I just mean on my own time at some point. Because the cool thing is that unlike Trails, Ys, you can play the games in any order. Because they're all pretty self-contained. I mean, again, Alcra's self-deprecating, but at the same time, I kind of get what he means. Not authorized for that kind of cat yet. I kind of get what he means that I'm not really a beach person myself. It's just, like, I like fish and chips by the beach, but other than that, I'm not really somebody who goes into the water and swims. Especially because as of recording this video, I can't swim. Yep, I tried learning when I was a kid, but because I was so behind, they put me in classes with people half my age, and it was really humiliating, and then I stopped the lessons because, it was too, yeah, frustrating. Yeah, Temeri did kind of good here. Like, she's not great against strong enemies, but she does somewhat do decently against, like, against weaker enemies. At least on hard mode.
You know...
Yeah, I kind of feel like, I don't know where he's from, but he might be from somewhere around here. I still like the move to tears skill. It's just kind of a shame that you don't get to see that in action very much, since it takes forever for another chain attacker to join. But with that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I did not get a rare animal to spawn here. I will see you all next time as we head back to the Somniel and talk about Eirika's bond rings, as well as I was about to say Hortensia, as Goldberry and Rosado. Yeah, I'll see you all next time for that.